You ever find yourself sometimes working on your computer or working on a specific task, and then all of a sudden you just go to your phone? Or sometimes you're speaking with a friend or someone that you care about, but then your mind is still wandering constantly on all these different things. This is because you lack focus, my friend. Especially in this day and age where we have so much overstimulation. It's hard, right? And it's instant gratification. But the solution to all this is a dopamine detox. I remember back in 2018, this is like 6 years ago, we used to go to my friend's backyard during the summertime, and we'd always used to just smoke up, talk, tell stories, a bunch of just instant gratification activities. And we do it for a while, 2 months about, and it didn't affect me. But living that lifestyle, I was like, oh yeah, there's nothing wrong with that. So it was something that I just continued living for a year, like 2019 and 2020. And then eventually it caught up to me. Eventually in 2020 is when it truly caught up. And that's when I started to feel this heavy fog within my brain. I had such severe anxiety and depression as well. And I felt empty inside. Couldn't think clearly. I was not productive. Couldn't focus on anything. It was like my heart was truly breaking. It was broken at that period. I didn't have a lust for life. I didn't find enjoyment in anything. It was truly bad. But I knew I needed to change something. I knew something had to just change. And one of the things I did that really helped and changed my life forever was just going on a dopamine detox, or just cutting out instant gratification from my life. And if you don't know what instant gratification is, it's basically just when you do an activity that instantly, quickly gives you that sort of pleasure, versus doing an activity that you don't actually see the rewards until later on, which is delayed gratification. If you were living a life filled with instant gratification, where you're not present at all, where you're simply just doing things because of the pleasure, and it's kind of a hedonistic type of lifestyle, degeneracy, it'll catch up to you eventually. So what did I do? I wanted to become more focused. I wanted to become more mentally clear. I wanted to have more presence with people that I cared about. So what did I actually do? What was the process of going through a dopamine detox? Number one, overuse of social media. I can't tell you that social media in itself is bad, because there are ways to use it that are good for you, right? You can spread a message. You can actually spread awareness. YouTube is also like a social media, right? I'm doing something good for it. So I can't say it's inherently bad, but the way that people use it is destroying their brains. Like literally, if you're just on social media scrolling forever, that doom scroll, and it's just an infinite scroll, you'll never have a completion to the scroll. It's not going to affect you that well, my friend. I remember when I used to just scroll through Twitter. This is why Twitter is the one thing I'll never go back on. But I used to just scroll through Twitter. I'd come back, refresh, scroll again. I was bored. If I get bored, get off the app. Then 2 minutes later, I'm back on the app. Refresh. Nothing's changed. Refresh. Scroll. It was bad, bro. And granted, I think you can use these apps in a way that's benefiting for you. If you're someone who's creating content, who's spreading a message, if you want to showcase your lifestyle too, I don't mind that. You can do that stuff. But where it comes down to is overusing social media and using it as a substitute for a real life connection. It could be a supplement. It could be a way to meet new people in order to meet them in person. But it cannot be the one thing that you use that's like, oh yeah, this is my life. I hope you understand what I'm getting at here. I find that when my phone screen time is really high, my mental clarity is also lower. So the more time I spend on the screen, I just feel less clear. I feel like I'm more my mind wanders more, and it's just something you should look at yourself, bro. Are you spending a lot of time on your screen? Like literally just look at, you can go on your iPhone, go to settings, go to screen time and check, is my screen time high this week? And if it is, has my mental clarity also been higher, or has it been lower than how it normally is? Take a look, because you'll be surprised by the amount that just staring at your screen can affect your brain. I also have to make sure that I cut out all junk food. I went through a period when I just cut out literally everything that I thought was bad, like chips, soda, obviously. Fast food had to go. I also cut out gluten. I remember just reading something about gluten. Mainly it's just because gluten is found in pastry foods, right? It's just breaded food, and I didn't want pastries and cookies and donuts and stuff like that. So I was like, let me just cut out all gluten. So just cut out that. Anything that you look at, you're like, damn, I just really want to eat it, and it's not good for you. Just cut that out. And then I introduced newer clean food: chicken breast, salmon, steak, brown rice, potatoes, broccoli, cauliflower. Get your fruits: bananas, avocados, strawberries, blueberries. You know the healthy food. Having a proper diet, drinking 2 to 3 liters of water, making sure that you're getting quality food in your system is important. Very important. People just neglect it. Listen, bro, by 2030, half of America is going to be obese. Like, if you've seen the statistic, by 2030, half of America is going to be obese. That is an insane statistic, to think that 1 out of every 2 people that you see will be obese. And then I think it's 1 out of 4 will be severely obese. So fixing your diet is important for your own physical health and for your own mental health, because it just helps you stay clear. And then also exercising, bro. That's what I did. I started just doing at-home workouts, calisthenics on the rings. You've seen that, right? I've done it all. I've done it all, bro. The rings were a great place for me to start. I really love starting on the rings. They were amazing. And you can literally find them for, I think, like $20 on Amazon. So if you want to get some rings, literally go out to the park. You have no excuse. You can't say, oh, I don't have a place at home where I can't. Go out to the park, bro. When I was in Ohio, I used to go to the park and I would just put up the strings on a tree, take it down every single time. It's not that hard. It's not hard at all, but you have to be willing to do it and change your life. And being outdoors, working out outdoors, doing calisthenics really helped me enjoy the simple things in life. When I was on my phone less, watching TV less, no porn, no drugs, none of that, I found that I was enjoying simpler things more. Like right now, there's a cat that's been outside my house now, and it always comes, right? It always comes for food, so I just give it food. It's basically my cat now, and I'm always sitting around with the cat. I watch it while it just plays with some stupid thing that's near me, but I enjoy it. I enjoy that because it's like the stimulation I need now to be like at peace is way less. You start to enjoy just the simple things of life. Going for a walk, going through nature. You know, it's like you really can feel grateful for everything that you see. And it's truly amazing. I mean, if you've never experienced just walking in nature, it sounds so simple that stupid I even need to say this thing, but literally just walking in nature, seeing the luscious green leaves on a tree, and just seeing the grass looking so beautiful and freshly cut, or hearing the birds and the animals chirp. Like, when was the last time you actually experienced something like that? When was the last time that you actually touched like a tree bark? When was the last time you actually put your hand through the river and just caught some water in your hand? Like, when was the last time that you did something like this? It's quite pathetic now that we live our lives within 4 walls, just living that sedentary lifestyle, constantly on a computer and doing stuff like this, and hunching over, having that question mark hunch, with your back. And you're expecting your mind to be clear and for you to be productive all the time, to become more disciplined, have more energy in your life, enjoy the simple things. Not gonna cut it, bro. That's not gonna cut it at all. I can keep going on forever. But literally cut out instant gratification activities, and it will help you have better sleep quality, better mental clarity, increased productivity, more energy, becoming more present with the people that you care about and love. Imagine in the future with your wife, you need to become present. You need to be present. If you are not present, you can't just sit there and just listen and just be composed, be that rock for her, then that is a big problem, because that is your duty. You must be present. I don't think you understand how important presence is with your wife and your kids. You must be truly present with them. Listen to them, play with them, or have fun with them and everything. And just don't be constantly thinking about, oh, I gotta do this, I have to do that, while you're in a conversation with your wife. Just listen to her. You don't just really listen. I think that presence is important, not just for other people, but for yourself too, so your mind's not wandering constantly when you're in a conversation or when you're doing a specific task. You're only solely focused on one thing at a time. But when your brain is overstimulated, I found this in myself, brain is constantly overstimulated. I'm thinking about other things all the time. As human, your mind will always think of different thoughts. Different thoughts will always come up, but just let it flow by like a river. Let it flow by. If you need a book that will help you read The Power of Now and The Confidence Gap. These are 2 books that help you become more present and to transform your relationship with, those thoughts that you cannot control. 2 incredibly and powerful books. I will put them in the description if I do remember. I will write it down. I will try to put them in the description. You just find it on Amazon. The first book, The Confidence Gap, is by Russ Harris. And the other book, The Power of Now, is by Eckhart Tolle. But it's so easy, I think, nowadays to stand out, because society wants to keep you weak. They want to keep us weak. They want us to just constantly be doing the same things, running that same rat race, coming back home, watching Netflix, eating fast food. That's what they want you to do, to stay weak. So it's on you. It's on us. What are we gonna do? Are we gonna just stay weak and choose not to, keep living the life that we need to live, not just for ourselves, but for our community, for our wives, and for our children? Or are we gonna let them have control over us? What are we gonna do? We know the answer. What we must do, right? We know what we have to do. So what are you waiting for, bro? I'm doing this right now. Are you doing that? Are you on this path? I hope you are. If you're watching this, you probably are. Listen, while you're on dopamine detox, it'll be so much easier for you to get your work done. You'll be so much more productive. And you can kind of call this monk mode or whatever. Monk mode is good for small periods of time, but I think just not cutting out instant gratification should be an important thing forever. You may be thinking to yourself, but everyone else around me is doing this. Everyone else around me is constantly on Instagram, sending me reels, sending sending me TikToks and stuff. So I didn't say you can't be on the app of Instagram, but don't be over consuming stuff. And you may be also thinking, oh, but everyone's gonna think I'm weird for not doing this. I'm doing my own thing. Okay, be weird, bro. And then what? Who cares? Literally, nobody cares. Yeah, like if they do think you're weird or something for doing that, you're trying to improve your own life. They're the weird ones who want to stay stuck. They want to stay stuck constantly playing video games, constantly watching TV, constantly eating junk food, constantly watching porn, constantly on Instagram. That's weird as fuck to me. It's on you, bro. It's time to change your life, not for yourself, but for everyone else around you as well, because it's your duty as a man. Make sure that you subscribe for some more content, share this video with a friend that's in need, and last but not least, never waver from the path.